Hi there guys, here I am for another review. Yeah, I'm gonna give this Hammer Reviews channel this. If you see my other video, see my latest video on the 1895 account, you can see that my passions are slowly slowly leaving, but hey, I'll give this another shot, and I'll give Hatchet a few more tries. Hopefully it sticks to. Hopefully it gets back to schedule, but who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? Anyways, I've seen a lot of films a lot of films. I've seen about 6 films during the weekend, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on them. Yeah. First one up is Scary Movie 5. Yep, I have seen Scary Movie 5, which is a PG-13, 86-minute comedy. It's 34 minutes long. It's from Malcolm D. Lee. And I'm just going to keep these things, and this is just recently seen cinema. Scary Movie 5. How does Malcolm D. Lee have in comparison with David Zucker, I believe, with his entries, which were 3 and 4. Let's confirm that's David Zucker. Oh yeah, it's David Zucker. Honestly, I thought that Malcolm D. Lee was at least a somewhat of a competent director, because he done a good job with Soul Brothers. He directed Soul Brothers, and I thought that was a my decent film. It had a lot of heart to it. But Scary Movie 5 just to its core, what it lacked heart. And it lacked energy. There was nothing really made me laugh. There's a few things that I honor the director for. See, this director, he went all the way back to 2010, 2011. I don't believe that outside of the paranormal, the recent paranormal films that we've been getting, recent paranormal films that we've been getting, which, yeah, other than those, we have not very much of films that were released in 2012 or 2013, other than those. And I respect the hell out of this guy for going a few years back and doing some references to, like, Black Swan, which is a 2011 movie. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I honor him for doing that, but unfortunately, I honor him for that, but I also, to a point, dishonor him for it, because those aren't horror movies. Those aren't scary movies. Well, maybe they scare the directors, because scary is a subjective term, Maybe the writers and directors got scared from Black Swan and Rise of the Planet Apes. I don't know. I honestly don't know. There was a few things I didn't laugh. I didn't laugh at these things, but I honestly thought that there was some creativity in two scenes. Like you have the some vacuum cleaners that come in and have a party in the backyard, and they're partying, and you get to see them do some do some funny stuff. Not funny. I didn't mean funny, but it was creative. I at least had somewhat of appreciation for that. And their little spoof on Evil Dead 2013, the recent one. That one, I thought that has some creativity. I liked that portion. But ultimately, the film failed. I believe that's Ashley Tisdale. I don't find Ashley Tisdale nor Anna Faris very attractive. But Anna Faris, at least in when she was in Scary Movies, the first 4 Scary Movies, you could tell that this was a passion, that she had a passion to do these films, where all the other people backing these films were only for profit, but you could tell that she was there for the passion, and you could tell that she was passionate about it. Does Malcolm D. Lee top the not so good David Zucker's films? Honestly, hell no. Yeah, because David Zucker at least had somewhat of some refinement, while Malcolm D. Lee on the other hand, it just felt really forced, and honestly, it didn't really come off that good. Does this film, Scary Movie 5, have anything on a haunted house, which was a similar spoof movie of the same year? Which one's better? I think that Haunted House is a better film. A Haunted House is a better film. At least it stick to one specific thing. It didn't have all of these other things like that don't really fit. It had somewhat of refinement. Please ignore the very rude things going in the background. It's kind of distracting, but yeah. But Haunted House was a better film. I'm a big fan of the Wayans brothers. Scary Movie 1, 2 are terrific films. They have some amazing comedy there. Although I wasn't too fond with the Wayans brothers dance flick, there's still something there funny, somewhat coherent. White chicks, I found that funny. I like white chicks. So I'm a big fan of the Wayans brothers. Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. That's a great film. Sure, it has a different director, but you could tell that the Wayans brothers had their hand in the creative process. And I honestly would love it to see the Wayans brothers come back and do Scary Movie 6. I would love to see them go and do Scary Movie 6. Scary Movie 6. Come back to do Scary Movie 6. Don't do a sequel to Haunted House, because I do believe that there's a possibility for the Wayans brothers to come back, and we could get the coherent characters. Maybe understand that Anna Faris was having some sort of I think that she was giving birth to a child, and that was the reason why she couldn't come back for Scary Movie 5, or something up that alley. There was a reason, I don't know. Yeah, I would love to see the Wayans brothers come back for Scary Movie 6. Bring back Shorty and Ray, I believe is Ray. There's other Wayans brothers in that film. Bring back Brenda and Sydney. Bring the 4 characters back and do something. Do something in addition. That's what I would wish for. I'm not in a huge demand for it. That's just a mild. That's something that I would mildly enjoy, and I think that it would have some good stuff going on in it. And yeah, next film up that I've seen. Hold on, I'm getting the IMDb page up, because as we all know, IMDb is God. It's the legend of the internet. It's the internet movie database. Rotten Tomatoes can't top IMDb. Next film is Hatchet 3, which is a 2013 R-rated action comedy horror film. And this is from director B.J. McDonald. The first 2, I have only seen Hatchet 1. I hear from a few people. That Hatchet there's 2 different groups. The people who like Prawn 3DD say that Hatchet 2 is a terrific film. And it's great. It's fun. I hear that's fun, and I hear from people who are a little bit more hardcore and a little bit more into the refined and classy horror films, say that was horrible. And to be honest, yeah, I've seen Hatchet 2. I've seen Hatchet 1. Hatchet 1 was a fun film. I actually really enjoyed Hatchet 1. I thought that had some really good comedic bits, and I thought that was a really interesting film. I definitely wouldn't put Victor Crowley, or however you would say it, Hatchet Face or whatever, in the bigs, but yeah, because he's a bit of a Jason Voorhees ripoff. But this film had some good stuff. It actually had some. It had something there. That it's not that good, but it has something there. It has you start off with what I believe was the ending of Hatchet 2. And you see Daniel Harris, and I'm like, all the acting in this film is kind of really bad. It's really bad because you actually have some great actors here. You have actors. Daniel Harris. She was good. She is a good actress. Um, I dislike Rob Zombie's Halloween films, but she actually showed some acting talents. And in Halloween 4 and 5, she showed some acting talents. All the films I've seen with Danielle Harris show some acting talents. I do not know what the hell happened to Danielle Harris, because in this film, it was really bad. It was horrible. Kane Hodder or Victor Crowley, whatever. His makeup job was horrible. I don't really care for special effects, as long as the film has a strong plot, strong characters. I don't really give a rat's ass about the special effects. Caroline Williams. Yeah, she was great. She's beautiful in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. She isn't now, but whatever. You got Perry Sheen, Perry Sheens, or whatever. Or Shin, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He was in all 3 Hatchet films. And from my knowledge, he died in Hatchet 2. But in this one, he lived. And from my knowledge is that it's different characters. In Hatchet 2, I believe that he was brother to the guy in Hatchet 1. That's from what I heard. In this one he was funny. I liked the actor. And you gotta admit, that's kind of cool to see Derek Mears, the Friday 13th 2009 Jason, getting killed by the most popular Jason. And yeah, that was interesting. The rest of the actors are just like nobodies, and I honestly don't really have much to add. I thought actually I do. I thought that the introduction of this plot line that you gotta, and they went up to Sid Haig, and it's just like, what? It's like, what? What are you doing? Sid Haig is like, it's just weird. He just provides a weird performance, and I ultimately was like, whatever. There's one thing that was kind of neat, that you see David Gordon Green, who was the main character in Hatchet 1. He wasn't in Hatchet 2, I believe, but his character was like on the ground, and then you felt that he's going to come back, and then he dies. I thought that was an interesting thing. I thought that was a bit stupid, but the thing is, from my knowledge of Hatchet 2 and Hatchet 3, it kind of downgrades the character of David Gordon Green's character, because he was the main character of the film, of the first film, and Mary Beth was a side character. She was the first side. She was the final girl, and she was a side character. But unfortunately, they made her the main character of the main survivor of the franchise. And I gotta grant them some cool thing that's interesting, is that they kill her off. And how I perceived, I haven't seen I haven't went through the whole credits, but if she gets pulled up and pushed on a tree branch, and I got the impression that she died. I thought that was cool. Nothing amazing, but whatever. Next one up. Next one up is Phantom, which is 2013 R-rated 98-minute thriller. And all I have to say is this film was boring as hell. You have some really good, great actors. Like you have William Fichtner. I love William Fichtner. He's a terrific actor. He steals every scene that he's in every film, and he's a really great actor. You got Lance Hendrickson in this film. You have You have Ed Harris, and you have David Duchovny, and his character confused the hell out of me. I don't really have much to say about this film because honestly, it was a shitty film. I don't recommend this one. I honestly don't recommend this one. Okay. And the next one is Magic, which is a 2013 R-rated 97-minute thriller that has a very interesting, and really diverse character for Michael Cera. This, the only thing that was really good about this film is that Michael Cera was actually kind of creepy, and he had a terrific, frightening performance. I was like, wow, this is great acting here, guys. This is great acting here. He broke he still had that little, guys, but he still broke out, and, that's the only thing good. The rest of the film was just confusing, and didn't really have any impact. The trailer, I got a Blu-ray that had the trailer for this film included, and I was like, Magic? I was like, I got this confused with Magic Mike, and I was like, Magic Mike? But no, it was Magic, and I thought the trailer looked actually pretty interesting, pretty good. I thought that Michael Cera was going to be part of this, some sort of crazy group, but in reality it was just like a whole bunch of nothingness that was unsensical, and didn't really make sense to me, and it was just like, I was scratching my head, and I was like, whatever. What's this stupid shit? Okay. Next one up is Rapture-Palloza, which is a 2013 R-rated 85-minute comedy fantasy. I honestly didn't care for this film. I'm just trying to be a little bit more open, so I get to see more films, and just have more films to share my opinions on. And I thought, Rapture-Palloza, this looks like this is just a blind view, and I was like, okay, Rapture-Palloza, entertain me, and I'm like, it's just apparently it's the Rapture, and you have Craig Robinson as the Beast, the Antichrist or whatever, and this was like, seriously, this was giving me like, this is the end. This was giving me the feeling like this was some sort of sequel or something that would be like in a direct video spin-off of This Is the End, which was a superior film, which was a groundbreaking film. This film was just like blah. Well, it didn't really have that much of things. It's just like bland characters, and it just didn't do much. It didn't do much to excite me. It didn't really grab me in any form of the sense. Um, yeah, some stupid dialogue, and the main girl, I believe, is Anna Kendrick. She's beautiful. She's beautiful, but it's like she seemed like she didn't really care to be in there, and this is so weird. Apparently, this got a June 7th, 2013 release, a theatrical release, I believe, or it may be a direct-to-video release. I don't know. This screams of direct-to-video, but it doesn't say direct-to-video on the IMDb page, so I'm just going to automatically assume that this was released in theaters without me even knowing anything about it. I'm like, wow. Well, this film surely snuck under my tongue. Yeah, like, what? I seen one more film. I'm trying to remember, Trevor. Hellraiser 6 reference. I guess I gotta go on. There's something that could remind me that I know I could get reminded of what I've seen, and I'm trying to get to it so I could actually, man, it must be a really unmemorable film because I honestly don't remember. I'm pulling it up. I know I've seen one more. I talked about both films. Oh, Trance. Yeah, that's the film I forgot. Trance. Okay, let's talk about Trance for a little bit. I'm gonna get the IMDb page over. I'm sorry. It took me a. It's not a bad film. Trance, 2013, R-rated, 101-minute crime drama mystery. It's a film that didn't really make sense to me. But I honestly respect the artistic merit of this film. It's from a terrific director. I've seen quite a few of Danny Boyle's films, and I honestly think that he's a really talented director. The only film that I've seen of his that I didn't really like was 28 Days Later, but the Slumdog Millionaire and 127 Hours are some of my recent favorite films. I love both films. Trance, on the other hand, is weaker than those two films. It was weaker. You had great actors like James McAvoy, but the whole ending was just a bit of like so basically Rosario Dawson was using them. I honestly I just was like, what? That's the ending. Yeah, it didn't really make sense, but ultimately I say go ahead. Bye.